Happy New Year to you in jail.
Is Old Peppermint's first name York?
It's copyright infringement.
No. The mystery of Old Peppermint?
You never know.
You don't know what his name is. I have no idea. I've created no backstory for Old Peppermint.
And you're not interested in creating one?
Nope! It exists.
His wife's name is Patty?
No. Possibly. Here's the beauty of it, right? You can do with it whatever you like. This is an open source, dumb character.
Choose your own adventure.
Absolutely. Right?
So it's what Old Peppermint means to you as the listener.
Old Peppermint was inside you the whole time. That's why you're walking strange today. Old Peppermint! So do with it whatever you want. Alan, you have to keep watching Tiger King. I probably will. I probably zoned out because of the edibles. We did start watching it. We only watched the first episode. There's a part of me, though, that feels like I've seen a documentary about hill rods 1,000 times. Like these guys that were like, I didn't think that I would take 5 years of my life following this character, but I did, and it changed me forever. I'm like, yawn. But I'll keep watching it.
Great.
Okay.
I was hooked from the beginning. I don't know.
All right.
So what's about a hillbilly with a tiger?
It's about
He's a gay, mulleted hillbilly.
He's a gay polygamist politician.
He has multiple husbands?
That has, and it calls himself the Tiger King. He has over 200 tigers in his private zoo
in Oklahoma.
He's rich?
No. Costs him $250,000 a year just to feed these things. So he's charging, jamokes coming in from,
Yeah, he was trying to do everything he could to get publicity. So he ran for president and he ran for governor. And these were just to get people into his park. And so the way you make money in that is by getting people to take pictures with baby tigers. But then once they get older, they're really just a bill. So he's got all these tigers that he's got to feed, and it is wild. And then just the people that come and work for him are crazy. Then you see these other people that have big cat private zoos, like Doc Antle. That dude is wild.
Well, they say that there are more big cats in captivity in the United States than exist in the world elsewhere in the wild. Now, the point of this documentary is that the guy is currently in jail for a murder for hire scheme against some woman who worked for PETA. So there's that's the protagonist and the antagonist of this.
Right.
And it is interesting, but it's like they're throwing so many white trash hill rods at you that have weird characteristics, or this guy's gay, and there are a lot of. We'll keep watching it because
I thought
why
it was
not?
good.
Yeah,
the new episode of Flicks and Bill came out last night, and we talked about this, and it is just the cult of personality that these guys have. Like they are the new cult leaders. Like for whatever reason, like in the 60s and 70s, cults seem to be really big with like Jonestown and is it Jonestown or Jamestown? Jonestown, all that stuff. These are like the new versions of that, where this dude, Doc Antle, he gets girls to come from all over the country, and they'll come and live on like his compound, and then basically he says, if you want to make it in this business, you got to sleep with me. And so he's like a polygamist too. And then
what business?
The big cat business.
The big cat business.
You gotta sleep with me.
Hey, listen, you want to make it in the big cat business, you're going to need to pull out the big cat.
Well, you're not far off. Because that Doc Antle guy, he had been around. He had done Letterman. He had done Leno. He was like a more highly regarded or well-known guy than the
His
Tiger
animals have
King
been in tons
dude.
of movies, yeah. He's a little bit more legitimate than the Tiger King guy, but he is also his own story. Like, he's got his own skeletons in the closet as well.
When we came
tigers.
Right.
When we came back,
skulls.
when we came back from spring break a couple years ago, it was the first time that we had driven to Florida. And on the way back, Gwen's like, we got to find a place midway where we can get out, stretch our legs, give Nora something to do. So in Charlotte, she goes, we were watching this last night, she goes, this is like that place we stopped off in Charlotte, where it's just somebody's animal park. And I don't know how well they're regulated. They've got a huge gravel driveway. It's a local attraction, so it's on the highway exit signs. It's not like a guy's doing it in his backyard. But they have all these weird, and it wasn't just limited to big cats, but they had all these weird animals in cages, and they're constantly hitting you up for money. So you kind of get this vibe that I guess this is technically legal because nobody's shutting you down.
Like you're a poacher.
But I bet the state is not like super happy that you have all this out here, you know? You're walking at the time 3-year-old around. She loved it. And it was very interesting. They've got information about the animals and, you know.
I mean, it's a private zoo.
Private zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very strange.
I don't like zoos as it is, regular zoos. I don't want to see a private zoo.
Is the information on the animals just typed out like black Arial 14-point font on like a white piece of paper?
Yeah.
It's laminated, though. It's
somebody,
fancy.
Right. Somebody drew a snake on it. It was like...
It's behind hard plastic.
It's
Okay,
clip
all
art.
right,
It's
I'll
clip
clip
art.
art.
Come on.
I always feel awful when I go to a zoo because I'm like, well, how would you feel if someone put you in captivity and everyone just stared at you and threw like peanuts at you? And then I think about it, I'm
Those
like,
animals are well taken care of.
That's what I'm saying.
too.
I'm like,
I think it
an
depends, though.
There is an argument. He's talking about zoos,
Yeah.
like city zoos.
City zoos.
There's an argument to be made, of course, that animals shouldn't be held in captivity like that. But those animals are treated very well.
I know, and I'm thinking some of these animals couldn't really exist now, or they wouldn't be as well taken care of if they're out in the
Right.
wild.
Well, that's-
and they
Some of
give
them are
birth to other ones.
endangered,
Yeah, they
yeah.
give birth to other ones.
And as you watch this documentary, you see the different levels of care that these animals are getting, where a person like this Carol lady, she's trying to create an environment where the cats are most at home and they're taken care of, and the Tiger King is in over his head. So he's got more tigers than he knows what to do with, can't feed them properly. They get a little rambunctious. They're all like running around in dirt piles, like they don't even have
How do they
grass
have a
around
fence
them.
like to keep them in?
Well, they have the fence is the easy part.
Okay. I just remember, this was years ago. I couldn't have been more than like 11 or 12. In the mall, they had caged tigers that you could go into the cage and take a picture with. And my mom told me.
I remember that when I was a kid.
Yep.
That's where he got
I've
his
never
start.
seen
was
that.
doing stuff like
This,
this.
this was Midway Mall. I remember.
Yeah.
It was Midway Mall, and they had I think a Siberian white tiger, and they had a regular tiger, and then they had baby tigers. And my mom, she was like, "You do not go in there." She's like, "You better not." She's like, "If I do it, if you go, I'm gonna be really pissed." And of course, my aunt just like totally bypassed her. Was like, "You can take a picture with the tigers, no big deal."
That's what
And-
started this whole feud between the Tiger King dude and this Carol lady, because she was trying to get ahead of him because he would take this tour around to go to malls and schools and stuff
thought
like
that was so odd.
and make a ton of money
Yeah.
doing that. And she was trying to tell these people, like, hey, this is really bad for the animals. This is really abusive to the
But
animals.
it was dangerous. I mean, it was a small chain that they were on.
Yeah.
And like the store was like the size of a pet store. It was not a big store. It wasn't like a
It was
Lowe's
on. It
or
was on
something.
like a keychain for your keys.
Honestly. And they were like, "Oh, you could get in here, like it's a cat." And like I was sitting at the end of the store, or the end of the little block that they had the cat sitting on, and the cat's just sitting there quietly, but I'm just thinking like, I'm one swipe away from being dead.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like house cats, because it's the same DNA that's in the big cats. So from an evolutionary standpoint, I think it's fascinating. But they're really not that different, the big and the little cats.
But looking back on that, I was like, that is not okay. Like, I would never let my son do that, and I understand why my mom was pissed.
We got another Teams meeting that could have been an email.
Oh, Bill. Hey, listen, let me give you some money here. 4 chances during the show here, 30 past, not every hour, but right now, 4:35, 36:3, okay? We're giving away $1,000 an hour, a chance for you guys to help with your bills. So good luck. Oh, hold on. We'll make sure it's prepared here. Okay.
Rover's Morning Glory wants to help with a chance at $1,000. We have your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the nationwide keyword CALM, C-A-L-M, to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's CALM to 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
I played the clip yesterday of my daughter telling Gwen and I what a mangrove was. If you go to alancoxshow.com, we've got the clip there for you from yesterday's show. But she legitimately schooled us on something that we didn't know because she had seen it in a cartoon.
So funny.
And the very same cartoon. So Mike wrote me, and he said, last year for the 4th of July, we went to Chicago to visit my family. And on the way to fireworks, my niece, she said, my daughter's 3, my niece is 8. And my niece goes, how does she know what bioluminescence is? The little one told her what bioluminescence was, said she watched Nature Cat.
Nature Cat's killing it,
It's
man.
sad that my daughter is smarter than me because of a damn cartoon. Hate the show. That's Mike. Yeah, Nature Cat. That's what my daughter said. We were like, how do you know what a mangrove is? Nature Cat.
Nature Cat.
Which is a fun show. I mean, it's a lot of
educational
SNL.
and they're retaining it, which is
voices.
impressive.
Yeah.
I like cats. I like Nature Cat.
Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so.
I'm actually, because of that Tiger King, like, I enjoy watching the big cats. I still don't like regular cats, but like the lions and the tigers are really crazy animals.
Why do you hate cats so much?
I just don't want them living in my house.
Yeah.
And I'm allergic to them.
I get that. Okay, but you don't have an aversion to what they are.
Yeah, a little bit.
Some people hoard them. That's the problem.
Broward Sheriff's deputies arrest a man who they say has more pussy than he can handle. I'm Kathleen Corso with that story coming up on Channel 6 Action News.
That's amazing.
Kathleen Corso. That is amazing, isn't it?
Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so.
Hope you think so.
That so much.
Yeah. The Surgeon General of these United States. Who even knew we had one? But we do. And he went on the Today Show to give everybody a little bit of hope in an otherwise awful time. No, I'm just kidding. He said it's going to get really, really bad before it gets better. But I think everybody knew that. I think people might be kind of willfully ignorant about it. Because
I think people are being hopeful that it will pass faster than it will. But,
it won't.
It
but
won't.
people are hopeful, right?
I want America to understand this week it's going to get bad. We really need to come together as a nation. I heard the stories that you were just playing. Young people out on beaches. We see here in D.C., the district set up a cam for people to watch the cherry blossoms. You look on the cam, you see more people walking around than you see cherry blossoms. This is how the spread is occurring. I think that there are a lot of people who are doing the right things, but I think that unfortunately we're finding out a lot of people think this can't happen to them.
There you go. They think it can't happen to them. See, we're not set up for this. You know, I was hearing somebody talk about World War II, and they go, well, after World War II, all these companies mobilized to help the war effort. And we don't do that anymore because it's a global economy, and a lot of those companies are global companies, and they're not so hyper-focused on the United States anymore. And since a lot of these companies lobbied the White House specifically to not have to do that, we don't have people like that anymore. So it's incumbent on people to be staying in their own homes. And a lot of people, there's a big enough contingent of people who think it's nonsense that they're not going to do that. So it's going to be what it's going to be. Yeah. So the notion that like in a couple of weeks everything's going to be cool again, there's simply no statistical information to be that optimistic about it.
I keep thinking I'm going to wake up and it's all going to be gone.
One day you will.
Because I just talk to my mom every day.
One day you will. How's your mom doing? She's a nurse. She's elbow deep in everything that's going on.
She is the most optimistic about it.
Does she see? I was watching a blurb about doctors at hospitals around the country that are sleeping in their cars because they're terrified to go home to their families for fear that they might have something that they're giving to their families.
She did. She told me not to visit her. I mean, she did say that. So until this blows over, I won't see my mom, which is even terrible because if she does end up contracting it, I'm never going to see my mom again.
That's not true.
What do you mean you're never going to see her again?
Like that.
What do you mean you're never going to see her again? Because she's a smoker, and you don't. If she contracted it, you don't have.
I don't know.
Prognosis negative.
But I'm just saying, if she gets
that's
it,
scary. Yeah.
If she gets it and it's fatal, like I'm never going to see my mom again. And I can't remember. Like I'm in my head about it, and I just can't stop thinking about it. And me and my mom have.
What was the last interaction you had with your mom in person?
And me getting worked up about it now, I can't even think about it. The last interaction I had, it was me asking her, like, you know, let me take you out to dinner. Let me do this. I stopped at her house and, you know, we hung out. We had a family barbecue. Like,
you don't wave to her through the window?
Huh?
You don't wave to her through the window from the street?
No, I haven't.
Huh.
But
I see people driving by like, we love you, Grandma, and they're hanging signs out there, and Grandma's in the house. There's nothing else you can do.
But yeah, we've had daily conversations, and she's like, I want to hear from you every day, and I think likewise, but it's scary because my mom is really on the front lines here, and she is in the age group where, you know, it might not be so
but then
great.
also, with her
respiratory compromise if she's a smoker.
Yeah, but you guys, you can't think about it like that, man. I mean,
that's the reality.
I understand that those are the facts and the reality, but sitting here and saying I'll never see my mom again before she's even tested, that's going to mess you up so horribly mentally.
He said if she contracts it, he'll probably never. Now,
I
again,
understand.
People can. Why don't they FaceTime with people? That's going to be a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you FaceTime with your mom.
Yeah, that's an option to do like a video chat. But what I'm saying is for your own mental health, you got to try to keep that stuff in the back, man. You can't be every day thinking like that. Like, you're going to go crazy.
That's why I want to smoke pot.
You want to smoke a pot?
I want to smoke a pot.
He wants to do
make
a pot.
you more susceptible to the disease.
You said you get paranoid when you smoke pot. You don't need to add to this.
If you
Smoke weed every day.
Do an indica because it's more chill and it's not as heady.
No,
so
stop.
I'm being dead serious
Stop
with him.
it with his nonsense.
Okay, you can believe what you want.
Indica.
It's actually proven. If you do, just
You're not
stay
trying
away
to sell
from,
it to him.
No, but stay away from sativa. Sativas are the one that are all heady and make you anxious.
Whatever.
It's proven.
Whatever.
It's scientifically
Yawn.
proven.
Whatever.
Okay, I'm giving him advice. I don't know why you have such a problem with
All right,
that.
go ahead. Give him some advice.
That was it. Do indica if you're going to, but
Do
also keep
indica.
that out of your mind, man.
You think he's going to go figure out indica, sativa, the whole thing? Give me an indica, man.
That's
I need
literally
indica.
all you have to say.
My mom's in the hospital. I need an indica.
All you got to say.
Yeah, right.
In this day and age,
and then
it is
no,
like
it's
that.
not
It's
because
on
you'll
a
go.
menu.
No, you'll go one of these places and be like, "Well, do you want the kind that?" Oh, stop! Those are all made up. Just give
They're
me what
not
she
all
said.
made up.
Oh, come on! I got
How
the.
can you be so into science and so against it at the same time?
Because you talk to anybody who works in the pot biz, this is all I'm saying. That most of the hybrids, right? They don't know what percentage of what is in it.
In a hybrid, but if you don't get a hybrid, you get a 100% indica, it will affect you
That's
differently.
fine. I'm saying that when you go to a place, they're always like, they're trying to sell you hybrids. They're
Right.
like, well, this one's
'Cause that's the most.
purple icky, that's 60%. You don't know what percent is in there.
But if
just
you
give me
just
something
say-
that's going to get me out of my own head.
Exactly.
Right? I'm just saying, pull all that stuff.
Which would be what? An indica.
An indica.
Whatever.
What you were getting upset about 25 seconds ago.
No. I'm just saying. I'll give you that. I'm just saying with him, he's going to go and go, I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
And then they're going to
Well, that's why she's telling him what to get.
Yeah.
Right, but you go in there and they're still going to try. They're going to see him coming a mile away. They're going to try to sell him something else.
If he just goes in there and goes, I want indica, they're going to go, okay, here you go.
Here's a gummy.
They're not that pushy in there.
No.
Like,
They're actually super chill.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Every dispensary I've ever been in, they're like, well, this over here. I'm like, dude, why do you think I react
Okay,
this
but
way?
what do you go in and do? Because anytime I've gone in, I say, hey, I'm looking for a indica gummy. And they go, okay, we have this, or this. If you're going in and you're like, I don't really know, I kind of want, that's when they'll sell you
I'm
stuff.
thinking of dispensaries we've gone to in Denver, a bunch of different ones, and boy, they'll just talk your ear off. I'm like, just give me what I want.
the ones
that's
I've
what you
gone to,
gotta
they're
ask
just trying
for.
to get you through the door.
Exactly.
So they're just trying to, they go, if you know what you want, they're going to get you what you want. They see.
If somebody walks what I want, yeah, they're going to do that. If I walk in and you're still trying to like big time me, I'm like, bro, just
Maybe you're just
enough.
going to the wrong place.
Yeah.
How do I know?
I don't
You
know.
don't.
There's dispensaries every 4 feet in Denver.
Yeah.
Like where there's a couple that we go to regularly when we're there. But once in a while, and poke your head in somewhere else and see what's up. Yeah.
I just know the dispensaries I've been to, you get in, you tell them what you want, and you're out in like minutes.
All right, so tell Poundcake
Same.
what he needs to ask for again.
Indica.
Indica what?
Whatever you want. If you want, I would.
He doesn't
I
know
would
what he
s-
wants.
I'm
Indica
saying
gummy.
indica gummy would be
Yeah.
the easiest thing. I mean, there's only like 4 types you can get: flour, you can get edibles. I mean, you can get a vape. But if you want to stay away from smoking, a 10 milligram indica gummy will be exactly what you need.
Fruit roll-ups? Fruit
Fruit
leathers?
roll-up, sure. Fruit
Yep.
leather, anything.
I vaped. Like I had my pen.
Yeah.
That's what I use. But I know that's probably not the best for my respiratory, but it's better for my head.
I get it.
All right.
I gotta have something.
But trying to keep,
understand.
I know it's very hard to say don't have that at the forefront of your mind, but you're just going to drive yourself crazy because it's a situation that's completely out of your control.
I know, and that's the same thing my mom said. But like, that's my mom.
I understand. I know, dude. It's scary.
Alan, cats are awful because they're intent on decimating the not a bird drone population. They don't know the difference.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, they get shocked when they try to eat one. All the circuitry. Okay, you want to text 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for the other stuff. This week's Alan Cox Show Instagram hotties are there for you. And we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere